Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've learned in lockdown. Melbourne has been easing its restrictions now, and it actually feels amazing to have those little freedoms back. I definitely don't want to make it seem like lockdown has been easy for me. It definitely has not been. So, for the first time in 5 years since moving from Perth to Melbourne, I felt homesick. And for the first time ever in my life, I was developing a really negative relationship with social media during lockdown. There were times when I felt lonely and not motivated to do anything. I feel like those people who are also in lockdown and who have been in lockdown will be able to relate to me. So the first thing that lockdown taught me is to really focus on the things that are within your control and to let go of things that are beyond your control. I know it is easier said than done, but I feel like it's always so important to remember this, but especially in times of uncertainty. I sat down and I thought about what is going to make me happy under these circumstances so I don't feel like 2020 is just a write-off of a year. I don't want to give off the idea that you have to be productive to be happy, but I felt really unhappy just feeling like I was wasting away my entire year. So I decided to throw myself into exercise. And I actually saw a comment on YouTube that made me laugh so much, and it was something like, instead of snacking during quarantine, I became the snack. It made me laugh so much, and I was like, you know what, that really resonated with me, and I'm gonna throw myself into my fitness routine. Exercise was something that I actually look forward to in my day, and it made the biggest difference to my mental health. And because I was getting into my routine of exercising regularly, I wanted to accompany that with nourishing myself with healthy food. In the book, The Happiest Man on Earth by Eddie Jaku, which I talked about in a recent video, Eddie talked about how in his whole career being an engineer, he found that no machine could ever compare to the human body. And it made him really sad when he saw people mistreating their own body. I really like that perspective, and I think it's similar to the whole idea of, your body is a temple. I found it to be really motivating, and it just pushed me towards the right direction of being a bit more conscious about what I'm consuming and how I'm taking care of my own body, because nobody else is going to do that for me. Another thing that I had control over was my space. Because I was pretty much in my space 24/7, I was doing a lot of organizing and decluttering to really make sure that my space was not another source of stress. Hence, all of the home organization videos that have recently popped up on my channel. Another thing that I honed in on during lockdown was my relationship with social media and my screen time, especially after watching the Social Dilemma doco on Netflix, which I highly recommend. I set up reminders and time limits on all my apps. I did this because I was finding that although social media has a lot of positive benefits and aspects to it, I think it can play a big part in fostering a fake sense of connection. And I was feeling a lot of FOMO because at some points it just felt like I was living in a parallel world where I was the only one in lockdown, and that definitely made me feel really isolated. So the second lesson that I learned during lockdown is that genuine connection is one of the most, if not the most important thing in my life. In this time, it was really reaffirming to know that I can always rely on my family and my friends who are so genuine and lift me up and just surround me with such positive energy, and I feel so lucky to have these people in my life. The third big lesson that I learned in lockdown is that reflecting and reflection should not just be saved to the new year. I found that during lockdown, because you can't do much else, I was doing so much reflecting, and it was really great to really think about, am I living the life that I want to be living? Am I the person who I want to be? For example, one big revelation has been this: starting my YouTube channel and becoming more consistent with it. I have been wanting to do YouTube for years now. I just felt so afraid about what people would think. I felt afraid about not having a single person watch my videos. I just realized that if I love making videos so much and editing them so much, it is ludicrous to let other people's opinions and other people's thoughts be a barrier for something that I really want to do. It brings me so much joy when I upload a video, and it's been such a wonderful hobby, especially during lockdown. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've done in 2020, and that would not have been possible without me really sitting down and reflecting. Lockdown was such a great period to think about, what am I doing to maintain important relationships in my life? I wanted to make sure that, one, they knew how much I love and appreciate them, and two, I wanted to think about whether I was being the best friend that I could be to them. The final lesson that I learned is that gratitude is so important to your mindset. I got this question a lot in my FAQs, where people asked me, how do I stay so positive all the time? And although I'm definitely not positive all the time, I am a pretty optimistic and energetic person. I do think it is a lot to do with my mom and how I was raised. I think that a big part of my positivity and feeling energetic is because I am so grateful for so much in my life. The little things really spark so much joy for me, and it might seem silly, but things like having a really nice cup of coffee or going out for a walk with my partner and spending that quality time can really make my day and lift my mood. I found it really beneficial to end my day by writing down 3 things I was grateful for. I think it really helps you keep your perspective because you never lose sight of what you already have. So those were the big lessons that I learned during lockdown, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It really supports my channel, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye!